What up? How's everybody doing? What's up, Sturbin? Raheem? Welcome, everybody. Sorry, I'm messing with these filters. I never saw them before. All right, how y'all doing today? What's up? All right, so today, welcome to another episode of the Ask Coach C live series, where you guys can ask questions. I'm going to answer them for you. And generally, with these, I just like to try to, I just try to be able to kind of get with you guys and answer whatever you guys want to know, right? Just kind of off the cuff, give you as much stuff as possible. I got this thing on the bottom of my screen. I'm trying to get it out of the way, but maybe I can't figure it out. Oh, there we go. Got it there. Okay, so let's start out with, I'm just going to kind of start out with little thoughts here for today. So one thing that I've noticed is that there have been some coaches and trainers that have been stealing some of my thoughts and our stuff that we do here at Shop Mechanics and trying to pass it off as their own. So, I kind of got angry for a second, but then I thought about it for a little bit, and it was kind of, the biggest form of flattery. So what I wanted to kind of lead off with today was your mentality, your mindset, right? There's always going to be haters. There's always going to be people that kind of try to bring you down, no matter it is what you're doing, whether it is, people on your team or people they're playing against. But really, you have to kind of train that mentality and that mindset to be unbreakable, to not let anything shake you, to stay on your path and continue on. So that's kind of the very first thing I wanted to start with. And then after that, we can jump right into the questions here. All right. So let's see what we got here. All right. So somebody wants to know, how do you get taller? So taller is really mostly just genetics. There's not a whole lot of things you can do to really become taller. Otherwise, if you could, you probably would, right? I think things like getting enough sleep and eating well definitely don't hurt. But I don't think there's anything that's actually scientifically proven to make you taller. Somebody wants to know, where do I live? I live in Boise, Idaho. So if y'all are in Idaho, hit me up. I'm going to be doing some traveling this summer too. Let's see here. So JJ wants to know, how do I find your shooting form? Because I tend to find my form changing a lot. So basically, like, a shooting form can be a little bit of a process that's changing a little bit as time goes on. But the idea is you want to, find one little tweak at a time and work on that one little tweak until it's kind of perfected, right? The thing that a lot of coaches do, or the thing that a lot of players do, is, they get like 7 or 8 or 9 tweaks that they want to work on, and they try to think about them all at the same time. And most of the time, that's just a recipe for things not sticking, right? A lot of times what players will do is they'll try to do all those things at once, and then they just get like barely better at all of them, and so it doesn't really change their jump shot. So instead, what I always try to say for players is you always want to try to work on one thing, perfect that one thing, and then move on to the next. And that's kind of the fastest way to shape your jumper. And it's kind of a little bit of a process, but sometimes players have a little bit of a hard time, kind of grasping that. Let's see here. So Dante Jones wants to know, what's up, Coach C? Quick question on the Curry foot tilt. How much should I tilt to improve my run and gun perimeter or quick perimeter shots? So generally, tilts are kind of, player to player, it's going to change a little bit. Some people like a big tilt, some people like a tall tilt. I would suggest starting with tilting your feet to about 11 o'clock. So pretend like there's a clock on the ground, right? That you tell time with. And so if you tilt your feet, if you're righty, to 11 o'clock, or if you tilt your feet to 1 o'clock, if you're lefty, generally that's kind of about where you want to start looking at your tilt. For everybody, it's going to be a little bit different, but that's probably right where I would start off with. Let's see here. So LB Squad wants to know, hey, Coach, how do I shoot better in a full court game? So that's a good question. One of the biggest issues that a lot of players have is they're good practice shooters, but they don't really shoot as well in games. And a lot of times because the defenders are flying around, there's all sorts of, extra things that can mess with you. So what you can do instead is really work on training your targeting and your reaction skills. So your targeting and your reaction skills. Those are probably the two main things that help translate your drill or your practice shooters into game shooters. So I'm going to do a LaMelo Ball breakdown here shortly, probably next week. And one thing I noticed is he is a phenomenal targeter, meaning he finds the rim with his eyes really, really early and then stays locked on even while he's dribbling the basketball. So that's probably the first thing that's going to help you hit more shots in game. Gosh, what are all these trolls on here today? Freaking trolls all over the place. Gotta block you guys. Bye, Robbie. Goodness gracious. All right, so next person wants to know, how do you eliminate side misses? So side misses, that it kind of can be caused from a few different things, right? Could be caused from your elbow being out, could be caused with your fall through coming across your face like this, or to the outside. But so most of the time you want to find and isolate the shooting mechanic that's changing that, or that's causing that. So really it depends, it's really hard to say without seeing your jumper. So what I would do is I'd do a self-diagnostic. So what I like to do is have players videotape themselves shooting, and then a lot of times just by videotaping you can see, if your arm's going off to the side one way or the other, or if maybe your guide hand thumb is pushing the ball and that's causing a side miss. Generally, film don't lie, so that's probably the first place I would go to check it out. Ashan Mansour says, you are so stupid. All right, Ashan. Peace, bud. The trolls are out today. Goodness. All right, what are some good conditioning drills? So generally what I like to do is I try to not waste as much time as possible. So generally I like to try to work conditioning drills into either ball handling drills or shooting drills. So basically, if you're going hard and you're going side to side, you can get a good workout and get breathing really, really hard as well. Now, a mistake that a lot of players make is they condition like to run long distances, right? They're like, hey, if I go for a 5-mile run, I'm going to be in shape. But really, basketball shape's really specific and different than long distance shape. So that's a mistake that a lot of players make. So whatever your conditioning drills are, make sure that they're kind of basketball specific and in short, quick bursts, because that's kind of the way basketball's played, right? Instead of like a really long marathon type run. Let's see here. Is it good to be squared up? Alex says, most of the time not. Works for a few players. I probably wouldn't recommend it. So Joshua wants to know, how do you work on your mental game? So I'm all about visualization. I like to close my eyes and really kind of picture what I want to happen, right? A lot of times, if you can kind of separate yourself from your emotions, that's going to help you out quite a bit in the long run and keep it to where, you can kind of be in control at all times. So no matter if somebody starts talking trash, no matter if somebody starts, trying to get in your head, you can always be there to kind of figure out, if you can separate yourself from your body, it's going to be a lot easier to kind of take that trash talk and kind of use it to your advantage. Sorry, I keep losing my train of thought. There are some friggin' trolls out today, and I keep having to block people, so my bad. What up, Gunner, on your way to school? Get them grades. It's always good. Cam Newton, good to see you, homie. All right, so somebody chimed in here. 2841 Gilherm. I don't know what that is. Said it works for him when they turn to about 10 o'clock. True. So some people like to rotate just a little bit farther. That totally works. So somebody wants to know, can I go vegan and still ball? For sure. I've heard a lot of people really like a vegan diet. I personally don't do it myself, but I've heard of some basketball players that are vegans. Like I know John Sally used to play in the NBA for a long time. He's a vegan. So I've heard some people really, really like it. I think, I've heard of people going on a vegan diet and trying it for a little while and finding that their energy goes down a little bit. So it might be something that you want to experiment with in the off season rather than in the on season. All right, so Hayden Sampson wants to know, is there any drills you can do to improve your vertical? So yeah, so there are a bunch of really good drills you can do to improve your vertical. I would just search plyometric jump training, either in YouTube. You can go to I Love Basketball TV. Coach Rocky's got some good stuff over there. And basically, anything that you're doing to work your calves, your quads, your hamstrings, your core, is all going to help your vertical jump, right? Because it's all about transferring that momentum up. Now, one thing that's cool is I've done vertical jump training in the past, fast. And not only did I get a better vertical and I got quicker and all that sort of good stuff, but my jumper actually got better too, and I got more range out of it because my leg power is so much better. So what's cool about vertical jump training is if you do it, you're getting more benefits than just being able to dunk or finish at the rim or whatever that is. So keep an eye on that. I'd definitely work on it if I was you. So Felipe wants to know, how long does it take to develop a shot? You know, it just kind of depends on if you're a beginner, if you're further on down the line. And really, it's like anything. The more you do, the better at it you get, right? So if you can do a ton of training, you're going to get better faster than if you're just doing it once a week. So that's kind of some of the stuff you want to work on. Mr. Splashman wants to know, do I still work with ProShot? No, I honestly haven't heard from the guys at ProShot forever. I don't even know what they're doing anymore. I think they're still running clinics. I know they had some intercompany turmoil go on. Not exactly sure what ended up happening. Gosh, dang it. Look at these freaking troll comments. Sorry. Blocking trolls left and right. I'm like Dikembe Mutombo out here. Get that comment out of here. Nigel C, I finished Pro Guard circuit system. Shouts, brother. I love it. That's a good way to condition, too. What else we got here? Is leaning forward while shooting bad? You want your weight kind of forward when you're getting ready to shoot, as you're getting ready and your ball's kind of in your shot pocket and you're getting ready to launch. But you don't want to be falling forward when you release. Generally, you want to be falling just a little bit backward, if anything. What's up, Javier? Says, love the free workout. Killer, man. Hey, on that note, I've got something brand new and free for y'all today. I haven't officially launched it yet. I'm probably going to announce it on a video tomorrow, I want to say. But I have a new free 7-day shooting challenge, which you get 7 days of workouts, drills, you know, the workout log, the whole 9 yards. But really, I'm giving it away for free. I was going to make it a paid program, but it's better than pretty much everybody else's paid stuff. And I just wanted to give you guys a chance to get out there and get some more training. So if you want that, I haven't officially launched it, but if you want it, you can go to shopmechanics.com/challenge. So shopmechanics.com/challenge. If one of y'all want to hit that in the comments and put it up there, you're more than welcome to. But what's cool is that I try to get your way with a free best workout thing, funny thing. Nah, man, the free thing's free. The entire program's $50 for the regular workout. But for the 7-day shooting challenge, 100% free, right? You get 7 days of workout logs, drills, all that sort of good stuff. So if you want to, head to shopmechanics.com/challenges. You get like 18 shooting drills that we break into different workouts. And really, it's going to help you on a lot of stuff. It's going to help you extend your range. It's going to help your consistency. It's also going to help you shoot off of combo moves. I've got some good drills in there where you're working on combos and shooting off of separation. So if you're a smaller player or you're looking to, you know, improve your shooting percentage, I highly recommend the 7-day shooting challenge, because if you can finish all 7 days, I guarantee you're going to be a better shooter by the end of it. So check that out, shopmechanics.com/challenge. What else we got here? All right, how do you get more power in your shot? So, good question. Power for me and for most players generally comes from upward momentum, right? Trapping that upward momentum of your body and your jump into the basketball, into your shot. So the easiest way to get more power is, number one, load the basketball lower. So instead of putting it right here at your chest when you're getting ready to shoot, try to load it a little bit lower down by your hips or down by your stomach. Some people call this a dip. I just like to refer to it as loading a little bit lower. And most of the time what that's going to do is that's going to allow that little bit of extra momentum, and it's going to delay your set point just a little bit, so your timing's probably going to be just a little bit better. So definitely check that out. Andrew, why do you never answer, idiot? I don't know, maybe because there's a bazillion comments coming through and I can't possibly answer all of them. Have a little patience. I can guarantee that the fastest way, Andrew, for me not to answer is to call me an idiot. In fact, we'll just go bloop. Goodness gracious. So, Running Guy wants to know, what is your opinion on 3-and-D players? They aren't the stars normally, but they still contribute. For sure. I think, you know, if you develop yourself into a 3-and-D role, I mean, you can play up through the college level. You can even make it to the pro level, because they're always looking for the 3-and-D guys, especially the way basketball is going. So if you don't necessarily have the talents to be a specific star necessarily, or maybe you don't even want to be a star, or maybe you play on a team that already has a star. Being a 3-and-D guy is a phenomenal way to, number one, get more playing time, number two, still score points, and number three, still contribute to your team. So I definitely love it. I was a 3-and-D guy for a while myself before developing some more of my skills. D. Williams, I'm in Boise, Idaho. I'm an Idaho guy. Hey, Coach Colin, how do you finish better at the rim? All right, McKeer Cotman wants to know, how do you finish better at the rim? So finishing better at the rim is all about having multiple options, right? A lot of times players, want like a magical key to finish at the rim, but really what it comes down to is that the more options you have, so up and unders, spins, reverses, floaters, finger rolls, the more options you have, the more or the better you can play it no matter how the D plays you, right? And so what a lot of people don't realize is they think like, oh, I'm just going to go in and get a layup every time. But really the defense is going to manipulate you and make you, change your finish. So if you can finish with body contact, that's going to help. If you can finish on the opposite side of the glass, that's going to help. So definitely I would work on different finishes. I work on that finish package. If you look at guys like Isaiah Thomas, or Kyrie Irving, they have these phenomenal finish packages where no matter how the defense plays or how they slide, they have some sort of spin or angle to then get it up on the glass. So somebody wants to know what's a 3-and-D. So basically a 3-and-D player is a player that's good at shooting threes and playing defense. So they're not necessarily going to be a primary ball handler. They're not necessarily going to be, like a go-to scorer. But they're kind of like the Bruce Bowen type or like Shane Battier, those type of dudes that pretty much try to lock down somebody on defense and then can hit open shots. All right, so somebody wants to know, is strength a big factor in a player's jump shot? Is it all about form and legs? So strength's not that big of a deal on your jump shot. Like I know plenty of great shooters who are like fairly weak when it comes to their actual strength. Really, it's more about, generating your upward momentum and capturing that into your shot more than anything. Somebody says I need to shave. Yeah, I got a little 5 o'clock shadow going on here. Dude, the trolls are out today. Man. All right, what are we at? 17 minutes. I got time for maybe one or two more here. So if I don't get to it, my apologies, you guys. There are so many questions I can't possibly answer them all. This is going to be about a 20-minute live cast, and I didn't even get close to answering all of them. So I'm sorry if I don't get to your question. If you want, leave it in the comment section down below, and it might be one of the things that I lead with on the next one. But let's see here what else we got going. Who's my favorite NBA player? I like Klay Thompson. I like Klay Thompson a lot. Being a shooting coach, it's kind of hard not to love Klay Thompson. Plus, I graduated from Washington State University, which is the same university that he went to. So, got to like him for that. All right, so Game Clutch at 05 wants to know how to dribble faster. So number one, you got to get your reps in, right? The more you dribble, the better at it you're going to be. And number two, if you can gain some hand strength and some hand quickness, that's going to help too. That's why something like power hands, people think that power hands are a little bit gimmicky. They're those weighted gloves that you slide on your hands. But I actually really like them because they kind of develop those arm muscles a little bit and that touch and that feel. But if you don't have a pair of power hands, you can pretty much just get your reps in, and that's going to help you out quite a bit. Yeah, Walter. I think power hands are worth copping for sure. Oh, what's up, Walter? Yeah. All right. Well, peeps, with that, I'm going to have to go. We're at 18, 19 minutes. You guys are awesome as always. The Splash Army has always shown me a tremendous amount of love. We did have some trolls kind of blowing up this one, so I apologize on that. But you guys keep watching. I'm going to keep bringing you as much content as I possibly can, and we're going to keep getting everybody better. All right. Much appreciated. Love y'all. Splash on.